So I'm officially announcing right here today that I'm actually getting out of the real estate business. Chris, what are you talking about? Having been an investor since 2004, I've seen so much come and go, and I finally had an epiphany the other day as I'm reading this book called Who Not How. You can pick that book up in the video description. So let's go over. I want to kind of show you 3 different pieces of real estate that I'm working on right now that helped me make this decision. So hopefully it will help you in the future of your real estate and investing career. All right, let's do it. Okay, class, it's Chris Haskins with therealestateroundup.com. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. So the other day I was reading this book, Who Not How. It's a phenomenal book. Get it if you don't have it. But he says one of the things that successful entrepreneurs need is some downtime, some relaxing time, some time to get away, get out of the battlefield like the generals in a war, and to strategize. Let ideas sink in. Let different perspectives swirl around in your head for a little while. And as I was reading the book, then I went to the gym the other day, I was walking, I'm like, you know what? I'm looking at the deals we're doing. I finally found out and I understand, my mentor told me this so many years ago, this is a people business. Real estate is a people business. Every piece of real estate a person has to sign to sell it to you. Every loan you get, a person has to sign the loan. Every realtor is a person that's going to show the house. Every home inspector is a person comes and looks inside. Every time you fill out a loan application, a person has to approve the loan. So many different things. This is a people business, right? So I finally understood, I came to the conclusion, I'm not in the real estate business. I'm actually in the solving problems for people business. I'm in the problem solving business. And today I want to go over 3 different scenarios, houses that I'm doing right now. We're going to take a stroll. You're going to understand these stories, but moreover, a lot of times the problem is not getting all cash, getting the most money for the deals. All 3 of these deals that we're working on right now, none of them are like highest and best offer regarding all cash close in a week. Okay, so a lot of times we think, as us investors, we think people think like us, right? That we're gonna wait out and get the highest offer. I'm gonna do as much as I can to make the most amount of money. But a lot of times when you sacrifice earning the highest dollar, you have to give the most value. And sometimes the most value in real estate when you're selling it comes with a lot of hiccups, a lot of baggage, home inspections, buyers coming in and out, different realtors you're going to be dealing with, different home loan underwriters and appraisers. So sometimes people don't want to deal with that. So we're going to go over these 3 real quick so you can kind of see why would we even work with these pieces of real estate. See, from coaching, like I coach so many people, and they want to be in the real estate business, but I finally, from hearing so many questions over the years, real estate, I'm like, let's forget about the real estate. Let's try to find out how can we focus on finding some motivated sellers for you to work with. Ron LeGrand told me, we only do business with people that want to do business with us. You want to make your real estate career hard? Try to make offers on houses where people just want to sell. They don't need to sell. Okay. So the first property, I'm going to show you some pictures here, a few pictures of each one of them. And I'm going to tell you the story why we're able to do these deals. I was able to craft specific offers to help these people get where they want to be. So whenever we get a homeowner on the phone, all cash, the offer price is not actually my main concern. I want to know, Miss Smith, where do you need to be in your life? What chapter in your life are you trying to close that you want to sell this property? So this particular seller here, just phenomenal people that I'm dealing with here too. I can't speak anything ill will about these people. They have certain circumstances that have come up, that have arisen in their lives where they have to sell a piece of real estate. So I have found out if you solve the problems for the homeowner, and they just so happen to have a well-performing, desirable piece of real estate, then you can trade all those problems for that piece of real estate, okay? Let me say that again. As opposed to being in the real estate business, if you solve the problems for the people, all the problems that they have, and they just so happen to have a well-performing, centrally located piece of real estate that comes with those problems, then they will deed you that piece of real estate, okay? You got to remember this stuff. So this particular seller, Her first problem was her job started on the 25th of this month. All right. That was my main hurdle that we had to get over. Now, being an investor, we have access to cash. We've set aside cash to close houses every day of the week. So I know we can do that. And another thing, you know what I forgot to put on this one too? She wanted proof. She wanted proof that I actually had the money set aside. She already told me she had been under contract with another investor. See, a lot of wholesalers put houses under contract to sell, and then they can't find a buyer, and then they're just, oh man, they're stuck, right? I don't want you to do that. I'm past that stage in my life. I don't put properties under contract that we can't either wholesale or close myself. I just got out of that as I'm getting older, because I understand a known in your life is much better than an unknown. So she wanted proof of funds. She wanted me to wire her, or not, email my bank statement so she could see I had the money. Her job started on the 25th of the month. She wanted no visitors. Kris, I don't want nobody coming to my house. I'll send you some pictures. She actually text messaged me and sent me the pictures to the property because she didn't want people coming in and out. So if you think about it, this particular person, if they listed it with a realtor, you got buyers coming in and out. You got to keep the place clean, all that stuff. So actually, I haven't even seen this property. We sent a buyer over there, one of my associates. They went through it and looked at it because the lady wanted somebody to look at it quickly and no more people come inside. So that was another thing. She wanted cash to move. So her job starts on the 25th. She wanted to close on the 20th so she could get the money to relocate. I think she's moving to Texas or something. If you're watching, thank you for allowing me to serve you. And she did look me up on social media. This is where social media kind of helped me. A lot of times social media can do different things for people, but that's why if you operate with integrity, people actually do business with you. She wanted cash to move, and she does have equity. Her main thing was, Kris, I want to be done. I'm done with this house. I want a known in my life. I've already dealt with that guy before. He said he was going to close. He never did. So I want a known. Let me tell you something, Roundup, if you don't get anything else out of this video. A known in somebody's life is far more powerful than a bunch of money. Let me repeat that. If you have a piece of property and you're trying to figure out when it's going to close, then I can come to your house and give you a known, or give you a known over the phone. A known is far more powerful than waiting on the best offer to get the most money, okay? All right, so that's house number one. We're gonna buy this one and fix it up. We close on this one next week. So this is the whole that I'm actually buying today. Now I want you to understand, when we say buy, I'm using I'm not using all my money, I'm using private money here. This, all I'm doing is taking over. A lot of people say I'm doing this or this, I'm cleaning up my credit, I'm saving up money, I'm trying to go get a bank loan so I can start my real estate career. Think about it, this is the hold I'm buying, I'm gonna hold on to it. My definition of buying a property, giving the seller a few $1,000s and then taking over their mortgage payment. I need you to understand how simple that is, okay? Forget all that mess that has been orbiting around your future in real estate. It doesn't have to be that way. So this property here, the lady had, I think it's a lady, I haven't been to this one either. It's got no equity. So when people face that wall, that brick wall of having no equity in their real estate, then you become the savior when you come in and say, you know what? I can give you X amount of $1,000, but I have to take over your mortgage payments. So she's got some judgments attached, several $1,000s worth of judgments that are on this property. So I told them, well, not me, my business partner said, you know what? We'll take on those judgments. Don't even worry about it. We'll deal with that too. And she had bought this house to rent it out to family. I don't even know if she was earning any income. I believe she had just bought it for the family to live in it. But guess what happens when you give family stuff sometimes? They weren't paying anymore. They stopped making the mortgage payment. So I'm presuming that the mortgage payment fell back on her. I have yet to have this conversation with the seller because Ron has been dealing with them. The house does need repairs. So even if she was to go try to sell it, you know, the buyer is going to have the inspector coming through and picking the house apart, and then they'd have to pay to have those repairs done. So number two here, the lady says, you know what? I've been renting the house to my family member. They stopped paying several months ago. Another thing is they're behind the mortgage payments. I forgot to put that behind. The seller here is behind $7,000 in mortgage payments. And the mortgage payment is $1,000 a month. So they're 7 months behind. So we're gonna have to come in and bring that mortgage current and give them some money at closing. So they're behind on payments, there's no equity. She's got judgments that are attached to the property. The family's not even paying the mortgage. Can you imagine this stuff? And it needs repairs. All these layers piling up. They're just piling up. And then You come in, you know what? I can solve all these problems, and you just so happen to have a nice performing, centrally located piece of real estate that we can exchange. Isn't that cool, right? As opposed to me saying, oh, there's a house. And this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, by the way. A lot of people, it's a house, 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, a very nice house. You're gonna love it. New roof, new this. I'm like, you know what? The house, I'm not even in the house business. I'm in the problem business, okay? So we're gonna close this one out today. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel so you see how we're crafting this offer on paper. You gotta see how we're putting it together. So this last one here, number 3, is a flip. This is a beautiful property, man. It's a 3 or 4 bedroom, 2 bath in a beautiful area of Hampton, Virginia. This one's in a city called Franklin, Virginia. This is in a city called Virginia Beach, Virginia. Now, this one is the guy, his job ended. He reached out to me, and we have an online presence. His job ended, and he couldn't find a local job. So he's going to be relocating. His job ended. He's going to be relocating to another city to get a better job. This house has little equity. Does have a little bit of equity, but not much. And he got a loan modification recently to where he wasn't making the payments. So those payments, I think it was 8 or 9 months that they stopped those payments. I believe they call it a forbearance. So now those payments are coming due again. So that's where I stepped in. I'm like, look, man, I can't necessarily give you cash, but if I could take over your payments, I can give you some cash once I fix it up and sell it. All right. So if you want to see the full walkthrough of that video, of that house, that video is going to be right here and how we structured it all. So he's got little to no equity. He did a loan modification. The payments are coming due. His job ended here in Tidewater area. He's relocating. His job's taking him. He needs to go somewhere else to find a better job. It needs repairs. Here's the thing. When you have a little bit of equity and you try to list your house with a realtor and have buyers coming in and out, looking at the house all warm and fuzzy, they're going to have that home inspection just like the rest of them. The home inspector's going to crawl through the house and attic. He's going to find a ton of things to give you a list of stuff you need to fix to pass not only the appraisal, but to pass the good graces of the buyer. And sometimes these home inspections can be up to $10,000 worth of repairs. So if you're gonna go the route of listing it with a realtor, you better be ready to do those repairs. So he didn't want to do any repairs. So I said, look, I'll take on all that burden. Right now, I'll take on there's little to no equity. I'll do all the repairs. Look, if you're relocating, you need to have this thing done. And if you see the common denominator with all these, I want to be done. They want to be done with this chapter of their lives, the book of your homeowner's life. They want to close that chapter and move on to the next chapter in the book, right? So we offer people knowns. I can see his face as he comes into the closing. He's just so ecstatic to be there, getting rid of this problem property. And it wasn't such a huge problem, but the payment was $1,700 a month, and he's not working right now, so he needs to move on down the road. So we agreed to pay him some money, but we won't pay it until we flip this house. So these are the stories. These are the lives. These are the fellow countrymen that we go out to serve. Just like I'm serving you right now by giving you these stories, you have to be a good steward of not only the possessions that you have, you have to be a good steward of what you know. This is so crazy, man, as I'm getting older. So many different things I'm learning to pour into you that you must master if you want to be an effective real estate investor. And remember, you may or may not consider yourself in the real estate business per se, because there are tons of houses out there to buy, but there are only a few that have these problems with the homeowner that you can solve. All right, so listen, if I've poured into you at all, the main thing that I need you to do right now to help my community own more real estate is to share this video so people can understand, you know what, that all makes sense to me. Now, none of this works, and I won't say none. This works very little when you're talking about multifamily and large units with 200-300 doors. That stuff is usually all about the money. All right, I'm talking about single family real estate. That's where we apply solving problems. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't have some owners of multifamily units with problems. We want to look for those too. But I'm talking about ma and pa homeowners that buy 1 or 2 pieces of real estate in their lifetime. Those are the people that we serve. And remember, as Dan Kennedy said, if you try to serve everybody, you serve nobody. So this is single family. Multifamily, that's going to be another video. So share this content with other people that are trying to understand, why isn't my real estate business popping? Who do I need to talk to? How do I figure this all out? Well, I looked at a piece of real estate, this and that. You have to focus on sellers, people. This is a people business, Roundup family. You know I love you. I'm not here to lie to you. And I'm just realizing this myself, and I've been doing this since 2004. All right, like the content, make sure you're subscribed, and there's a link in the video to join our email list. My Discord will be done any day now. That way you'll be able to get in touch with me on your phone or on your computer, and we'll answer questions directly with you. All right, I love you. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.